Now that you understand the basic principle for rationalizing a denominator, that's a binomial, where one or both terms contain a square root, I think you're now ready to tackle an example that's just a little bit more challenging. And so what we have is 4 plus 2 times the square root of y divided by the square root of 2 minus 2 times the square root of y. And again, the approach will be to multiply the numerator and denominator by the conjugate of the denominator, which I think you'll agree would be the square root of 2 plus 2 times the square root of y. Now the only thing that's a bit more challenging here is that we have a bit more multiplication to carry out in the numerator in particular. So what we have will be two binomials, and we want to think about, if you will, using the FOIL method here for multiplying them together. So multiplying the first terms, we will have then 4 times the square root of 2. The outer product will be 8 times the square root of y. The inner product will be 2 times the square root then of 2y. And the last terms multiplied will be 4 times the square root of y squared. And in the denominator, multiplying the first terms, the square root of 2 times the square root of 2 will be the square root of 4. The outer product will be then plus 2 times the square root of 2y. The inner product minus 2 times the square root of 2y. And multiplying the last terms together, that will be minus 4 times the square root of y squared. Now if we go back to the numerator, the first term can't be simplified, and neither of the next two terms can be simplified, nor are they like terms, so we write them down just the way they are. 8 times the square root of y plus 2 times the square root of 2y, and for the last term that will simplify to just 4y. Now in the denominator, the square root of 4 is 2, and you can see that the two middle terms will add to 0. And then minus 4 times the square root of y squared, that will produce then minus 4y. So now we've succeeded in rationalizing the denominator. The next thing to look at is whether or not we can reduce this fraction any further. Now if we look carefully, we can see that we can factor out a 2 from every term in the numerator, and also a 2 from each term in the denominator. So we'll do that next. So now if we factor a 2 out of each term in the numerator, we'll be left then with 2 times the quantity 2 times the square root of 2 plus 4 times the square root of y plus the square root of 2y, then plus 2y. And if we do the same in the denominator, we'll factor out a 2 and be left then with the quantity 1 minus 2y. And you can see then that the 2's will cancel. So our final answer then will be 2 times the square root of 2 plus 4 times the square root of y plus the square root of 2y plus 2y all over 1 minus 2y. I hope you're confident enough that you could do a problem very similar to this.